What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I'm here today with a review for The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This is going to be season 10, episode number 4, which is titled All's Fair in Glam and War. So, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into this episode review. Alright, you guys, so this episode, it wasn't all that spectacular to me, to be quite honest with you. Let's first start up with Lisa Renna. So Renna is out having lunch with her daughter Amelia, and they're just talking about all that's going on with Amelia at this current time. Because we all remember Amelia was in New York going to school, but because of her anxiety issues, she decided to come back home to Los Angeles. So they're talking about the fact that Amelia is going to go and she's gonna go get evaluated and get her anxiety checked out. We also found out that Amelia wants to go to USC, but before she can even go there, what Amelia wants to do is she wants to just manage her anxiety before she actually decides to go back to school. I did understand her in one aspect of what she said. It's one thing to be able to do your laundry, cook and clean for yourself, but when you're thousands of miles away from your family, it's not just easy for you just to pick up and say, "Hey, I want to go home to my parents." Especially if you're like me. Like when I'm actually kind of glad. I've told this story before. When it came to me going to college, I wanted to go to Clark Atlanta University, which is in Atlanta. I wanted to go there because I wanted the HBCU experience and everything. And my mom and we had a discussion about going to college, and my mom felt like it would be better for me to go to a junior college in my hometown and then possibly transfer from there. And I do. I'm actually glad that I did listen to my mom because I, I did that. I went, I went to the junior college and I went to the university that's in my hometown. And I feel like, if I had went off to college because I graduated high school at 17 years old. And me at 17, I probably would have gotten into so much stuff. Because even being home, I was, going to parties, clubs, drinking, smoking. So we can only imagine what it would have been like for me to be in Atlanta from Texas. So I understand Amelia's, what she's going through. But you guys, let's go ahead and just move on, okay? All right, you guys. So I'm probably gonna breeze through this episode because this episode it really didn't give a lot. So let's move on to Garcelle. So we see Garcelle, and Garcelle is going out to dinner with her two sons. One is named Jax. I can't remember. I can't pronounce the other little boy's name. They're handsome little boys. Um, so we find out that Garcelle and her ex-husband, they both co-parent 50-50 with the boys. So she has the boys and he has the boys. And it's good that they are able to co-parent, especially after, the whole debacle with the end of their relationship. But it's definitely good to see them be able to co-parent and put whatever differences they may have had for each other to the side and, work to be great parents to their sons. So I love that aspect. And I also do love the aspect because one of Garcelle's sons asked her for Gucci. She said, "That is obnoxious." He says, "But you," and she said, "You got to get a job." He says, "But I looked through your closet and you have Gucci." And she said the classic thing that my mom always said to me when I would say stuff to her, but like, if I wanted something about, but you got it. And she would always say to me, "Well, who has the job?" And I'd be like, "You." She says, "Exactly. As long as I have the job, I spend my money however I want to spend it. When you get a job, you can spend your money however you want to spend it." And that was the motto in my with my mom until I literally started working. When I started working, she's like, "You bought that?" She's like, "Well, you know what? It's your money. I can't tell you what to do with it." And I'm like, "Exactly." So I love the fact that Garcelle is, instilling values in her sons. Let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So let's talk about Kyle. So Kyle, first I gotta say those bangs are a hell to the fuck no. Love you, Kyle, but those bangs ugly as fuck. So we see her, Sutton, and Erica. They're heading to Teddy's event just to show support to Teddy. So Sutton tells them that she sent Teddy a text and she apologized to her. And then we saw Teddy when she read the text. She was sitting with Erica, and that was in last week's episode. We didn't see her read the text message, but she said that she was coming, and Teddy was like, "Cool, she's coming, whatever." So then, as they get there, Sutton starts to cry, talking about how nervous she is. I'm like, really, Sutton? You're nervous and you're crying. So now you're playing the victim. Okay, Sutton, okay. I'll bite. Go for it. Do what you gonna do. You want to be big bad wolf, but then you want to cry 5 minutes later. I'll let you have it. So then, Denise, she's gonna have a party for all the girls to come to. So we see Dorit and we see Kyle. We see Dorit with her son Jagger, and he's crying about the fact that she has to leave. And she's like, "Oh, see, Kyle, this is what I was talking about. I feel like a bad mother having to leave my child." Girl, you going to a party. What's the big fucking deal? What is the big fucking deal, girl? You're going to a party. My mom and my grandmother, when I was a kid, they used to love to go to casinos. And there's a big one in Street. There's some big ones in Shreveport. The Harris, the Isle of Capri. Oh damn, I can't even think of all the names of them right now. But the boats in casinos in Louisiana. My grandmother, and my mom would go, and I would have to stay with my aunt. Did I want my mama to go to the boat? Not necessarily, but she wanted to have fun, and I'm like, well, shit. I mean, I get to play with my cousins, but if she feels like that makes her a bad mom, who am I to say boo to her? Then we see Kyle talking to Mauricio about the situation that happened between she and Dorit. Mauricio wasn't listening to her. He was more focused on the dog. And I'm like, damn, that's sad. He must have been high as fuck. Let's move on to Denise's party, you guys. Alright, you guys, so this video, it is going to be shorter than what I was expecting. God, because this was actually pretty much like a filler episode because we really didn't get any drama, and it wasn't even real drama. It was until the end of the episode. But next up, we're gonna talk about Teddy. So the day of Teddy's event is here. So like we've been talking about before, some of the girls are going, some of the girls are not going. Um, the girls that showed up, it was Kyle, it was Sutton, Erica, Denise, and I believe that's it, if I'm not mistaken. Renna did not go, and neither did Garcelle. So yeah, I believe that's all the girls. I think. I didn't, yeah, because yeah. Oh no, I forgot Dorit. Dorit showed up, and we'll talk about that as well. So before the girls got there, Teddy was talking about what the day's events was going to be. So they would do boxing, followed by lunch. Then they would have free time, I believe it was. Then there was meditation, and then there was the dinner. So Kyle, Dorit, nope. Kyle, Sutton, and Erica were the first three girls there. So they did the boxing class. They did the boxing class. They did the lunch. What else did they do? They did the boxing, the lunch. I think I have it right here in my notes. It was a boxing class set up for the ladies. Then they did lunch. So then Dorit showed up. It was about 1 o'clock. And Kyle kind of grilled Dorit about being late because I guess because you could look at Dorit and tell Dorit had on a face full of makeup. Now, I never understand that. When I see people quote, working out, but they have on a face full of makeup. I'm like, why? I mean, I guess those, the saying, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready, but at a gym, you're going to be sweaty. So I don't understand why, unless you got on makeup that doesn't sweat, I can understand that, but a full beat, I don't understand it. Um, so then Kyle brings up this whole invitation from uh, Teddy. Now, Teddy said that, originally she didn't feel any type of way about the invitation. It wasn't up until Renna mentioned, maybe some girls don't want to come, or, if they come, they might start some shit. So she didn't feel anything until Renna opened her big messy mouth. And Sutton apologizes to Teddy. And then also, Dorit, I mean, not Dorit, but Teddy was talking about the fact that she felt the type of way about Dorit saying that she just wanted to come, she was only coming just to support her. I don't know what the issue is, and I don't honestly give a fuck what the issue is. Sometimes when it comes to these women, I think that they just be picking at straws for little things to be mad about. But I'm gonna give Teddy like a benefit of the doubt because she's pregnant and she has hormones. I'm just gonna give her that benefit of the doubt. So then, before the meditation thing, Kyle and Dorit were in the suite and they were arguing back and forth about Dorit being late. And Dorit is like, oh my god, Kyle, like, I have so much to do. My kids, I had to take my kids to school and XYZ and XYZ. But I still have a face full of makeup and I didn't want to be stuck in traffic, Kyle. Okay, Dorit. Shut. Dorit. Dorit annoys me. I just gotta put it out there. She annoys me. I'm sorry. Anybody who likes Dorit, that's your prerogative. She annoys me. Sometimes she just annoys me. She just annoys me. So then, okay, so Denise, she showed up at 4 o'clock, and the dinner wasn't until like what 5, I believe. So she was an hour early for the dinner, and she asked how the day went, and this segued right into Kyle and Dorit going back and forth with each other once again about this whole late situation. Didn't care then, don't care now. Let's move on, please. All right, you guys. So, before we actually get to Denise's party, let's just talk about Denise. So, the fact that you guys remember last season, Denise's house along with Camille's house, they both caught on fire in those brush fires in California. So she still has a little bit of PTSD, which that is absolutely understandable. You went through something traumatic like that, so that is 100% understandable. So, she and Aaron are having a party for the ladies. So, all the ladies, they get there. Um, Mauricio and Kyle were talking about the situation in the car. Dorit and Garcelle were talking about the situation in their car. They get there. So, at first, everything was all good. But then, they at the table and they start talking about, I don't forget how to come. Oh, I know I came up because Denise, you might want to stop talking about what your husband is packing between his legs because you're talking about he let himself go, but oh, he still has the big penis and the muscles. You might find that a woman might want to really find out what's between your man's legs and try to get him. So I would stop saying that he has a big dick. I would really stop saying that. So, Garcelle talks about, her, she's single. And, she's like, you know what? Mauricio, you know men, you know some good guys. Why don't you introduce me to them? And then Kyle mentions the fact that, she likes some dark with an accent. And Dorit says, oh, is that why you're going to tell you're so close? Edwin, he's dark and he has an accent. And I'm like, oh my God. And then Kyle says she's never done the lesbian thing before. And Garcelle says, girl, I've done it before. She says, well, actually, I kissed a woman. And Erica says, I went up you. I was in a relationship with a couple. I'm like, oh, I knew there was a reason that I liked Erica so much. And then Garcelle one upped Erica. She said she had a threesome before, and in her interview, she said that's between me and her and her. I was like, oh yes, Garcelle, I know I loved you too. So then Dorit and Kyle get into it when she mentions Kyle sharing a bed with Teddy last season. I'm just like, oh my god, are we gonna? And they go back and forth about this, and I'm like, this is draining. I don't understand it. It's stupid. So Dorit feels that when it comes down to Teddy and Kyle, that their friendship is so strong that if you go after one, the other one will get defensive of the other, which we have. I mean, that is something that you do see with those two. So I'm not gonna say that Dorit is 100% wrong, and Dorit feels like Kyle wouldn't do it for any of the other women, and Kyle is like, how fucking dare you, Dorit? I lost one of my you know great friends defending you, which I'm not talking about that situation. I don't really care about. I want to leave that in the past. And then Renna, she says, and I would even do it for you, Renna. And Renna says, really? Because you haven't done it in the past. I'm like, oh my god, I know what Renna is talking about. She is talking about Kim Richards. Whew. I haven't saw Kim Richards in a while, you guys. The last time I saw Kim Richards, I think it was on No, yeah. I saw somebody I saw someone post her on Instagram. Now, I'm not one to say Kim is not clean, because I'm not gonna say that. But the picture that I saw of Kim Richards, she just looked disheveled. She just did not look. It was just something off about her in that photo that I saw of her. But I'm not saying that she's not clean and sober. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. It's just the appearance that I saw. But you guys, that was the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything else. Please share this video. And until the next one, you guys, please stay safe. Take care of yourselves, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.